Hi, it's Darren and welcome to Quarantine Chronicles #1. We're going to have to take a break from walking with Charlie. Indeed, I am a little tardy in doing a few of those, which I'll cover in a second. But yeah, we're quarantined. Sue and I took our son David down to High Point University in North Carolina. I'm wearing my t-shirt, got to promote the school. And by the way, look it up, remarkable place, really happy he's down there. So we took him down to North Carolina last week. So we're in quarantine, so we're going to have to stay at home and follow all the protocols and just be safe and keep everybody else safe. So Charlie and our daughter Olivia is off with my mom. She wanted to go down with her brother until she found out that she would also be quarantined, and she's like, yeah, no, bye, have a nice time, David. She'll see him at Christmas. So we had a great experience taking him down, getting him set up. And you know, it's interesting, that whole experience, and many of you have gone through this with your kids, and some of you are going to be going through that at some point. But I'll tell you, as a dad, it was really an amazing thing to go through. So we had a pretty emotional goodbye, and it's not that we're worried about him. I think what we really experienced was feeling kind of that, you know, that next chapter of life. Like, I think we really felt the page turn when we took him down there. And it really got me thinking about some of the conversations that we've had together about not just the pandemic, I'll come back to that, but I think more about, we talked about destinations, waypoints, and milestones. I'll put a little link up here to the video where we talked about that. But it was really incredible to be down there with someone who has achieved something they worked on as a little boy. So many of you know David's a baseball player, and he's had his whole life has been dedicated to sports, and so he's made the baseball team, and it's a Division I NCAA baseball team, and that's a very difficult thing for any kid to be able to achieve, but particularly for a Canadian. I was a little surprised when I found out just how few Canadian boys are able to go down and play annually, and I think this year it was 23, so that's a pretty small number of boys who've been able to achieve at that level and be invited to come down and play baseball down there. So it was incredible for him to accomplish that, but as a dad, to see something he's worked on for so many years come true. And it came with, yes, a lot of success. He had a lot of success in his career as a baseball player and as a student and as an athlete, but it also came with a lot of challenges. I can't even tell you the number of hours he spent on the baseball diamond and in the gym and in the training facilities. And you know, no one gets those successes without experiencing a lot of failure. And there was a lot of lost games, a lot of strikeouts, a lot of drop balls, a lot of long drives home from tournaments and things. So those things all come to mind when you see him celebrate and just finally accomplish something that took so long and that focus to get there. And as parents, you know, that was his milestone. That's the thing he wanted to accomplish. And as parents, it was a destination for us too, because one of the things that's been important to us is to be able to provide for whatever the kids are going to need to get what they needed for their life and so for their goals. So it was great for us to be all part of that journey. And it also had some little last minute things too around, could we go, was the school be open, was the border open, could we get there, how were flights, so all those things. And that also came to mind when we watched a presentation from the school's president, Nito Cabane. And that's a guy, actually, if you Google that, I think you'll be very impressed to see what his personal story is. It's very compelling and very empowering. But we watched a couple presentations with him, and one of the things that he said that I really took away, and I want to share this with you, was with adversity can come abundance. And I think as many of us have had to deal with the pandemic, and for many people, obviously, it was a health issue. But I'd said at the beginning of this two things. One, it was going to last a lot longer than anybody thought. And now we're coming up, 6 months since we've had this. And I think we all realize that there is a new way forward. This is no longer some weird reverse camping trip where I'm at home, but I feel weird and I hope I don't run out of toilet paper. That's done. I think now we all go, well, there's a new thing now. We have to figure it out. But I said for more people, it was going to be a financial planning and a business challenge. And that's certainly still true. But what I'm hoping, and what we've watched some of our clients do and watched some businesses do, is some people, they're still not sure how it's affecting them and what to do about it. But we've also seen people really take advantage of the kind of kick to make everything better and different for them. And I've been encouraging you with these videos to find a way to do that, to find the silver lining in terms of your relationships and your business and your finances, to really use this as a chance to move forward even better than you ever expected. And so that concept of, you know, with adversity can come abundance. Let's keep hunting for that abundance, right? Because it's out there and we're seeing people have it, and we've been able to help navigate a number of people through it. So I want to share that with you and that experience that we had. was so powerful, and I can't wait to see him at Christmas time. But in between now and then, I hope he has a great new start to school, which will be great. And now soon I get to suddenly feel like empty nesters. So this is a bit of a fire drill for retirement, which is a term I coined when I was interviewed by Dr. Joe Coughlin, who's the founder of the Age Lab at MIT. He was doing an article for Forbes magazine, and we had a chat, and that I shared that with him, and that became the title for the article. And by the way, hi, Dr. Joe. I know you watch these things, so miss you. Can't wait to visit you at MIT whenever the border lets us get together again. A couple things, give you a few updates of things that we've been doing this summer. It's been really busy for the team. Everybody's in great shape and healthy, which is terrific. A bunch of things. So we launched a new website for Portage, cross-border wealth management. We had the largest cross-border expertise in wealth management practice at Raymond James in North America. So we wanted to have a website that really was dedicated for that set of solutions for people who have money and family on both sides of the border. So I encourage you to take a minute to watch that. Embedded in both the ColemanWealth.com website and in the PortageWealth.com website, if you go under video library, we actually also did a video that I'd encourage you to take about 3 minutes to watch, which just describes our investment process. And I think new clients, we encourage all of them to watch it now that we've got it, so they can really get tuned in really quickly to how we think about money and portfolios. And for long-time clients, I'm sure you're going to watch it and go, oh yeah, I get it. I totally understand. You've been doing that for a long time. So if you can take a minute to go to the video library and watch that, and if I can, I'll find a way to put the link in the description down below somewhere so you can find it quite easily. What else? We've got a whole bunch of things planned for the fall. We've been doing some webinars, and I've been interviewing thought leaders that we know and people that we work with, and I've got a whole bunch of those lined up to share more of those conversations with you. I think we've had great feedback on those things, and I got a whole bunch more coming just to kind of share and provide some content, which, trust me, when you run out of Netflix, you'll be happy we did all that stuff. So those things are going to be coming along shortly as well. We are adding a new staff member to our team in September. Her name is Katie Power. She is going to be handling a lot of the administration and processes. I've found that Pedro and Nick, about half of their time was spent just doing paperworky stuff. So we thought, okay, we got to get that off their desks. And so we found Katie, and Katie actually is an employee of Raymond James. And interestingly, she handles all of the account operations and things for our cross-border practice, and she's based in Vancouver. So with the pandemic, nobody needs to be anywhere anymore because it's all on the computer. So we brought on a staff member who's in Vancouver at our head office, and she's the expert on how we do all the administration for our cross-border business, and has already done a lot of work with Nick and Pedro. So great addition to our team. I'm making everybody else in the firm mad at me for taking the good people away, but hey, I did that when I brought Andrea on the team. I did it when I brought Vicky on the team. So that's just what we do. We find the great people and bring them onto our team when we can to make us run even faster. So we can't wait for Katie to join us. And as I say, she'll take charge of all that admin, and that will give Pedro and Nick, once she's up to speed with how we do things, that'll give them a huge amount of time back to be even more involved with client care. So I think that's going to be wonderful. We do that. Got a bunch of other things coming. I'm going to use this time at home to create some more content because there's a bunch of questions that we've had from clients over the last while, and I thought, you know what, instead of just answering them, I'm going to answer everybody, because I'm sure you probably have questions about what we're seeing. I've noticed that what we're experiencing in the market today is very reminiscent of what I saw in 97 to 2000. So we're kind of following lessons learned, hard lessons that were learned back then. So I'll do a little video to explain what I mean by that, what we saw back in 97, why we saw it, and what we take today from that. Because I think that's really, if you're aware of that, I think that's really going to separate good investors from bad investors. It's very easy right now to make some big mistakes and miss some big opportunities. So I'm going to share that information with you in a separate video. We've had some clients ask us about gold and why I don't make big allocations to gold, and I did a webinar a few years ago. I'm going to bring that content back and explain why I believe gold is not an investment. It is an emotional disturbance, and I will prove my point to you. And now it doesn't mean we never buy it. It just means we're very different about how we do that. So I'll share with you kind of how we see gold in portfolios, and I can promise you my view of this is not something you'll see on BNN or anywhere else. And I will not go on BNN and mention some of these things, but I will share it with you. So you'll know a little bit more about why we do what we do there. Bunch of other things coming. I'm going to also, we had a few clients ask if I could maybe go over some investment fundamentals, stuff that they think they should know, but they don't know. Things like, how does a bond work? And why do I need to know that now? and I had another client say, like, I know you buy a lot of stuff that pays dividends. Like, why is that? And so I thought maybe I should take some time and just give you kind of the magic of dividends and why they're so materially important to not just be able to retire comfortably, but they're really the key to staying comfortably retired. So I thought we'll shoot a little, 10-minute video or something on that. So I'm stuck at home. I can't go anywhere. And you guys know I like to ride my motorcycles, so I'm kind of limited to the driveway, which is ridiculous. So I'll use the camera. We'll create some content in the next few days and get it out to you and just help all of us just be a little bit better with all this stuff, right? And again, have some abundance. Okay, with that, thank you very much for your time and attention. The team is great. Everybody's safe and healthy. I hope you are at home too. If you need anything, please reach out to us. We're always here. Thank you for your continued trust and confidence. Talk to you soon.